My dear friends, welcome to the first episode of my podcast on the history of Cross the Ages. This new format won't be an audiobook, but rather a condensed version. If you're someone who wants to know what happens in each chapter without having to read it, without spending 25 minutes on it, while still retaining maximum details, all in 5 to 7 minutes, this format is tailored for you. Let's dive into Chapter 1 of the first book of Cross the Ages. The story unfolds on the continent of Appologium, divided into 3 distinct parts. On one side lies the KiRaConte territory, home to a people of wizards and magical creatures living in harmony with nature. On the other side is the megacity of Mantris, where a transhumanist society thrives, devoted to robotics, cybernetics, neural implants, and other technological marvels. In the center there is the Rift, a transversal desert scar, a witness to past conflicts produced by a massive explosion. This event put an end to large-scale barbaric conflicts between the two nations. Faced with significant damages, KiRaConte and Mantri had no choice but to conclude a truce. From then on, diplomatic relations were established to allow the two peoples to coexist. However, as neither nation could be designated the winner, they decided to institute the Appologium, a martial tradition taking the form of a competition, allowing the two peoples to face each other in a more civilized manner once a year. In case of victory, the winner benefits from a diplomatic favor at the expense of the loser. To accomplish this, they co-constructed the Appologium, a gigantic arena in the center of the Rift. Chapter 1 is set in the Appologium years later, at the launch of the Abolition. The arena is packed. KiRaConte and Mantri are welcomed by the alguazil, the master of ceremonies, and event host, whose role is to set the ambiance, remind of the combat rules, and comment on the events. Next, it's the turn of Solis and Hannibal to take the stage. Solis is a young queen, barely appointed as Malka. She has just emerged from adolescence and lacks confidence in herself. Her late father, Malak Tornhill, prioritized personal activities over the training and education of his daughter. As a result, she is not yet ready to fully assume the responsibilities her role demands. It is also revealed that she seems to possess a highly developed perception power that does not correspond to any of the 7 archons known to date. She feels like a sounding board receiving vibrations that only she seems to sense. Hannibal, on the other hand, is an earth magician. He is a muscular colossus capable of sensing the slightest vibration of the ground or even causing an avalanche. 8 years ago, after Hannibal emerged victorious in the Abolition, Malak designated him as the dedicated protector of his daughter. Since then, they have not parted ways. The two characters are very close and maintain an almost fraternal relationship. In public, Solis must adopt an attitude corresponding to her social status, avoiding showing any attachment to Hannibal. The chapter concludes with a flashback initiated by the alguazil, describing the battle between the 2 legendary warriors responsible for the explosion that created the Rift, Chaka and Faust. Mantri technology allows the images of the battle to be broadcast on a giant screen, immersing the public in memories of an apocalyptic battle. Meanwhile, magic heightens the immersion. On her part, Solis can no longer bear to see these images devoid of presence. However, she fully senses the audience's emotions. Secretly, she hopes that the two nations will reconcile, casting a naive gaze and yearning for the day when both sides will stop tearing each other apart.